Neighbors were some of the weirdest motherfuckers I've ever met in my entire life, and I'm not even exaggerating. Like, I moved a few times throughout my life, but still in the same city, right? So, um, first, let's just call it apartment number one, apartment number two, and apartment number three, and now in apartment number four. So, but let's focus on the three main ones, right? In apartment number one, and apartment number two, like we're like in the same complex, by the way. We just moved to a smaller like apartment, so to save on money and stuff like that. But I lived most of my life in apartment number one. I think like 12 years or so. And we had some really weird neighbors. Like there was this family. They had like 6 kids. I'm pretty sure the parents were siblings because half of the children were mentally disabled. Um, One of the two of the children were twins, by the way, somehow, but didn't look the same because I forgot of something. Um, but and the parents were like alcoholics, like very bad alcoholics. Like the dad often was aggressive. The police came very often. They they had some social security, child protective services on them. Um, and yeah, they were really like bad alcoholics. They were also pretty poor. They mostly lived off like benefits, things like that. So they had some money, but they mostly spent it on alcohol and for some reason gaming components. Like I remember being there a few times because my mom did the hair of the mom, the other mom, if you know what I mean. My mom's a hairstylist, by the way. So I remember being there a few times, and like the beds were broken half the time. There was it was very dirty everywhere, and but there were always what the fuck is that on my why is my hand reflected? Whatever. Um, and but the computers they always had computers for some reason. Like all the kids had computers. I don't get that. They didn't have enough money for food half the time, but they had computers and pretty good ones at that. And the other accessories for gaming like that, like headphones, mouses, microphones, things like that. I don't understand why, but whatever. I remember there was this one time where the dad got like really drunk and picked up one of the computers and threw it like through a window or something like that. And I don't remember what really happened after. I think they still live there. Um, it's pretty sad for the kids though. Like I wish the social services did a bit more. We tried to help them, but we couldn't really do anything. Like we couldn't do more than the law itself. There was another neighbor like in apartment A, and when we lived in apartment A one and B two, what the fuck am I saying? Um, they were, I'm pretty sure, I mean, there was one guy living there, but his girlfriend often came by, and I'm pretty sure they were drug addicts, like they were druggies. He always looked weird to me, like, I don't know, not sure what to say. I th- he just always smoked something. He said it was cigarettes, but I don't know, man. He looked like a crackhead. And one time I caught him kissing my mom. Like there was this one time we lived in apartment two at the time, and my friend came over for a sleepover, right? And we heard like their conversation. Like the neighbor came over to my mom, and we heard their conversation through the wall. And I checked. I left the room to check out what's going on, and I kind of peeked through the corner. I just saw them making out on the couch. Um, Not sure that you could count it as my mom cheating because she wasn't with my dad at that time, and she wasn't with him for a long time beforehand. Uh, but I don't know. It was weird to catch my mom kissing another guy. She also kissed that guy's mom. I remember, like she got drunk with on like a party at that guy's place, and his mom was also there. She also got drunk, and I remember them both coming back home, like to us, to our apartment, like the mom and my mom. And I remember them making out too. It was really fucking weird because my mom's not a lesbian, at least I think so. Um, and yeah, whatever. She scored both the mom and the son. Whatever, man. I don't really care. He was just a really weird guy. And so now we're moving to apartment 3, which was in a completely different part of the town. And I remember there was this lady, right? She was very old. She was friends with my mom, and she did like weird magic shit, like with tarot cards and things like that. And the weirdest thing is, she was like 90 something, and she drank like a lot. Like, she went to parties, she kept drinking, and she was fine. I mean, she's dead now, but she was fine back then. Um, she was kind of stupid though. Like, she had 2 cats, and she often left like candles out when she was gone out partying with the cats, and the candles were near windows, and there were like curtains near the windows, so that shit was really dangerous. And by the way, it was so dirty at her house because not once, they on multiple occasions had to come over to her and help her out with like her laptop or something like that because she doesn't understand technology. And God, I think that was the nastiest fucking apartment I have ever seen in my entire life. Right? I'm doing something on her laptop, like, right? And I'm asking, what's that stain on the laptop? I thought it was maybe like a burn from a cigarette or something like that. Oh, it's a dead fly. Pardon? That was a dead fly that was there for years. The stain was there for years, maybe months, but I think years. That was the nastiest fucking computer I've ever had to touch with my hands in my entire damn life. I tried to clean that, but I couldn't. I had sprays, I had weird foams for computers. I tried everything to clean that shit, and I couldn't. Those stains wouldn't come off. It was that bad. My mom also tried helping her with cleaning, like cleaning her bathroom and stuff like that. But God, it didn't help. And the smell was so terrible. When you walked in, you could just smell cat piss mixed with alcohol, mixed with cigarettes, and mixed with something I don't even know what that was. Okay, shit's nasty, terrible. And now I don't really have that weird of neighbors. Everyone's like an old lady. Like, the whole building, all the guys are dead. Like, the everyone that was a male is dead now. I'm the only man here. The rest is old ladies. And that's about it, I think. I mean, they're just weird old ladies. Like, that's the typical thing. I don't know. They like to talk shit about each other. I think that's quite normal for their age, considering that they have nothing to do besides watching telenovelas in the television. I mean, their lives are pretty boring. I gotta say, the most interesting thing happening to them right now is, I don't know, your neighbor is getting taken by police or something. Oh yeah, by the way, there was this one guy recently, that was taken by police. He was like my neighbor, I think. No. He was like a neighbor's son, right? Because all the men are dead in my comp building, whatever. So I think it was. There's a woman living in my building, and it was her son or something like that, and he was in delirious state, alcohol levels through the roof, and I think he attacked her or something like that. And I remember the police taking him, and there was like 3 police officers just trying to contain him because he was so angry and so energetic while they were getting him into the van. Weird shit. God, that was, I don't know. So yeah, neighbors are weird. I think that's about it. So bye bye.